This is TJ. This is TJ Legacy, host of the Soapbox Podcast. The live stream will start shortly, but make sure you like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and tell all of your friends and family that the most infamous podcast on all your streaming services is about to go live.
TJ, what's goody? It's HB. Can I just big you up real quick with what you're doing with the Soapbox? Listen, anytime somebody takes their platform to educate and inform the culture of hip-hop with politics, pop culture, doing what you're doing and being responsible with your platform, I can't do nothing but salute you, TJ. Keep doing what it do. Keep repping for the culture. Nothing but love and respect for me, baby. Peace.
Tell me what's really good. It's Peter Rosenberg, Hot 97, ESPN, WWE, GP Podcast, all that. Big shout out to my peoples over at the Soapbox, all right? My man TJ, Legacy Cole, the whole Soapbox crew. Incredible new podcast, all right? Politics, pop culture, hip hop, even wrestling on occasion. It's all there. So go subscribe and make sure you tune in to the Soapbox. TJ, what up, man? Appreciate you.
Peace to the planet.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is TJ Legacy. Welcome back for the new year, 2021. We are the Soapbox Podcast. Before we introduce everybody, we'd just like to thank everyone. Hopefully everybody had a good start already to the 2021 year. We will be talking about, the Capitol, what's going on at the Capitol, the insurrectionists doing the Busted Open Challenge because they were showing their ass all up and down Washington, D.C. But we are here, and I want to introduce my co-host. First, I'm going to start off with lady from the North, Jesse, who, Instagram, up-and-coming entertainer, creates your own content, build her own brand from ground up, and still doing her thing. Lovely as ever. How are you doing, Jesse? What's going on with you?
What's popping? I'm good, hungry, but other than that, I'm cooling.
That's right. We are on Baby Watch Countdown for the live Soapbox episode from the delivery room. So all those in England and Ireland and all of our international listeners, I know you guys are anticipating this baby like it's part of the royal family. It's the Soapbox Nation royal family baby. And we couldn't be happier. So we're just waiting. How are you feeling? Everything is copacetic. Everything's good.
Everything's good. I'm just ready to pop out this baby and be snatched.
Listen, it's funny you said you were not gonna, you were talking about popping out that baby because I was like, man, they're doing the Busted Open Challenge. I hope Jess sits this one out because because that baby could have been like, whoa, it's time
Look,
to
I
go.
had a whole idea. Well, somebody gave me an idea where I would do the challenge, and then when I go down, I have the baby in my hand, pop out the baby. But by then, the challenge is gonna be whack and it's gonna be played out. It is actually played out right now.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out.
You should do the Busted Open Challenge and then been like, this is like the after effects. Like this is when you do the Busted Open Challenge, these things can happen. So you got to be careful. It's like a PS.
Interesting take. Like a PSA. I kind of like that.
Like a PSA.
I might run with that.
Yes. Also, my co-host Alan York, indie rapper, pop culture, my man Icon, knows all pop culture, even if it's to tell you what he don't care about. But my man build his own brand, background in communications. Alan York, what's good, man? All the way from NYC.
Peace, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. I'm excited to be here. I'm on my Cartman hoodie today. I'm feeling real cozy, cool, calm, and collected. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to be with my people. TJ, how you feeling, man?
Yo, man, I'm good. I'm feeling good. Feeling healthy, ready to go. We got a packed house. We got some folks in there. Soapbox Nation. Make sure you drop a comment, say what's up, say hello, and follow us on Instagram at Soapbox Podcast with 2X. I know everybody's excited. We're back. For those who are listening to us on the streaming services, thank you for tuning into the most infamous podcast on all of your streaming services. So I'm going to turn it over to Jesse. What are we talking about? What's our first topic? You're muted.
Oh my gosh, this is so ghetto. I always do this.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
So yes, our first topic is actually in regards to the terrorists, the thugs that decided that they wanted to riot in Capitol Hill over what was it last week? Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about right now. And you know, I think it's really funny that they are acting like they were protesters and fighting for something. Y'all are some thugs. So TJ, I want you to tell everybody a little bit more formally about what went down and what are your thoughts about that.
Listen, all I know is that we had these white supremacists attack the Capitol, right? And when they attacked the Capitol, my first reaction was to mind my business because it had nothing to do with me. I was like, oh, we had the Blue Lives Matter going against the alt-right or the Proud Boys and these white supremacists, and they were having a white supremacist civil war. So as everybody knows by now, these white supremacists stormed the Capitol, but really they didn't storm the Capitol. They were actually invited. It's plenty of evidence that we see now that it was an inside job where they've worked with some of these law enforcement officers who allowed them to come into the Capitol. I've been to DC, I've been to the Capitol. You can't just walk in there willy-nilly. There's checkpoints, there's security everywhere. This is our government people, so you can't just walk in there and do it if they don't allow you to do so. Now I know there's some police officers that lost their lives. And that's really unfortunate, right? That's really unfortunate. And that just shows you that this whole idea that what came from the right when it comes to the whole Blue Lives Matter, back the blue, was all bullshit. It was all to undermine the Black Lives Matter movement, all to undermine or chastise black folks because they really didn't give a damn. What they really cared about was holding and maintaining white supremacy. And so when Trump incited them to storm the Capitol, that's what we got. We got a bunch of angry white supremacists storming the Capitol, throwing temper tantrums. My thing, Alan, is this, right? When Breonna Taylor didn't get justice, we didn't get to storm the Capitol. When we went through the process. When Trump went to over 60 courts to get this election overturned, and they all told him no. So he had his day in court. But when we have black victims, we don't have our day in court, and yet still we don't storm the Capitol and do these things or get away with it either. So, but there are some more consequences. But what was your initial reaction when you saw the Capitol storm?
Yeah, I definitely, for me, it was just, it was white people business. White people business. I was thoroughly entertained, and essentially it was just a white supremacist party undermining everything that they quote unquote said that they stood for, whether it be law and order, due process, the police, the respect for authority, all of those things that they tell us that we needed to have respect for, that they obviously didn't have respect for. So for me personally, it was definitely one of those days that was so chaotic that didn't necessarily have to do with the black community, which I was grateful for. I definitely can't necessarily be excited about the loss of life. So I'm definitely not jiggy with that. So
actually, I will say this. There was this one, remember they did have that one lady who, I forget her name, the lady who went through the window.
Yeah.
She was killed at the Capitol. She was a part of the domestic terrorists, because that's what they are.
For sure.
I'm trying to remember what her name is. I just want to go on record to say I don't care about her life, because I'm not going to side with any white supremacist, nor am I going to side with any domestic terrorist that tries to overthrow the government. She went there to overthrow the government, and she got shot. She's not a martyr. She's a white supremacist, and she should be remembered as such. So I don't feel bad for her. I just want to put that on.
Just something interesting, just a tidbit about her too, is that she was a veteran. And I think it's funny that how and a larger point that a lot of our veterans become radicalized. And it's not even just one way. Like I've seen veterans become radicalized that's anti-establishment, and then you see veterans that's becomes radicalized that's super pro the U.S. and they think everything that we're doing is good. So I think it's interesting that a lot of times that these things happen, it does come directly from people who have served within our ranks. But I mean, it wasn't none of our business. I was thoroughly entertained. I am going to look to see what's going to happen on the 20th. I don't think they're going to have anywhere near as much of success that they did. They honestly kind of fumbled the ball because once they got in there, there was kind of like, okay, well, it's Instagram time. They just treated it like some sort of museum. So if they tried to get,
and they were taking pictures with the police,
right? Yeah, well, and they going to jail too. So
in selfies. What I will say about this, right, Jess, is that this whole idea, right, what that attack on the Capitol, what that represents, that was a master class on white privilege. So this whole time during the summer and over the years since Trayvon Martin, white folks have been able to say, you know what, we don't know what white privilege is. It was like the boogeyman. They couldn't see it, right? But here, white privilege was on full display and you couldn't ignore it, right? So I think 2021 is really, it's the year of no excuses, right? For all those who are making resolutions, the year of no excuses. So now there's no excuse for white people to say, well, I don't know what white privilege means. There's no excuse when you say, hey, white supremacists have infiltrated levels of government and white supremacists have infiltrated law enforcement agencies throughout the country. That's no longer conjecture. That's a fact. Like there's data now. We actually have footage. We see that. So there's no longer this whole, sleight of hand trick that most white supremacists and people and political pundits like to say when we're talking about the plight of Black people and what we deal with in our country because there's two Americas. So knowing that it's a masterclass on white privilege, and also even with the Democratic Party, right? We got to look, we have a glimpse where now the Democratic Party they control the Senate and they control the House of Representatives, right? And the President of the United States. So there's really no excuse, right, for them not to put forth a bold agenda to benefit the people and the constituents that actually went out and voted for them, voted for Joe Biden in record numbers. So, for me, when I looked at those images at the Capitol, I thought about this. I said, wow, look at them. They're hiding under desk. They're afraid. They're kind of running for cover. They don't know what's going on. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is this not what our children go through in this country when it comes to gun violence and people with mass shootings? They go through this, right? So now Congress, it kind of brings it makes it human, right? It brings some humanization to the policies and the legislations and the things that they put forth rather than sitting on their ivory towers being disconnected from their constituents and just making up these laws, right? So hopefully now we can get some more movement. All right, hold on. We got some comments from Soapbox Nation. I know Steve Love said what's up to Jess. We also have, I think this is in, what translate that for me, Jess.
It says Zot fala Creole. He's basically telling us to speak in Creole.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's not gonna happen. We did some subtitles. That's not gonna happen. And that was from Denise Fernandez, and she also said, "What is that?"
Motafaze. It's a question, but I don't know. I'm sorry. You can.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're not bilingual. So look, so we'll figure it out. But I do want to show y'all, for those who are watching Soapbox Nation, for those who are watching us on YouTube or on Instagram, I do want to pay tribute to all of the white supremacists who stormed the Capitol, but then got the awakening that they fucked up and they got arrested. And here's to them. That's enough of that. But yeah, that was definitely.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, I do know one thing: the FBI is not fucking around. They had people waiting at the airports
What did
before
they think was gonna happen?
DC. They not fucking, and not only that, I was also told that anytime that you're in the Capitol or you're in government grounds, they have like
Facial recognition.
They have like they have special towers, cell phone towers. So if you had your cell phone on you while you was rushing the Capitol, it's over for you. And they're not playing no games. And you guys probably did this at the worst time with this new administration, because the vice president is the quote unquote top cop, and she's going to be on your ass. So
right.
Best of luck, even though I understand that Nazis are well protected in prison, but just get them off our streets.
They probably thought that they was going to get away with it. They probably thought that they could do it, white privilege, and nothing was going to happen to them.
Yep.
And lo and behold, psych. And, a big part of that is our current president, Donald Trump, who has made record. I mean, actually, let's talk about this. He is getting impeached for the second time. The second time. Wow, that is history. That is history right there. Let's talk more about it, TJ.
Listen, Donald Trump has had himself a very bad year. Like this white supremacy thing that he was on this ship, it's sinking, and it's sinking fast because look, he was already he's been banned from Twitter and social media. He's been impeached twice. And so by next week, he gonna owe child support and he gonna lose his visitation rights. Like it's all bad for Donald J. Trump. But the reason why the impeachment is important, even though President-elect Biden is going to be sworn in on, I believe, the 20th, is because they want to make sure that once you're impeached, you can't run again. They don't want him. Not only can you not run again, they also want to make sure that he doesn't have this travel. He gets like $1 million in travel. I believe it's per year. So from the government, and he gets his pension. So he'll lose his detail. He'll lose his security detail. So he'll be like a sitting duck out there. Right?
Back to the projects, baby.
Yep. And then not only that, they don't want him galvanizing those little white supremacist supporters for 4 years and then run again and then possibly win the Republican nomination. So and that's what we got here. We have Soapbox Nation chiming in. I just don't like how they compared the Black Lives Matter to the Capitol. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a good point. They tried to make the correlation, but the correlation was so obvious they really couldn't. They were really grasping at straws because there's no correlation between Black folks fighting for justice, right? Because they've been wrongdoing has been done to them, rather than white supremacists storming the Capitol because the system of democracy that is built for them, right? It's built for them, didn't work, and they didn't receive the outcome that they wanted, right? So with all the disenfranchisement, with all the voter suppression, with all these things that are going on, they still want to act like they are just the most oppressed class. And it's just like we said in 2021, it ain't rocking that way because now we've had this master class on white privilege. We see what it is and for what it's worth, which is really nothing. So I will say this, right? Aside from Donald Trump, if it goes to the Senate, the House voted for him, and even 10 Republicans, they went on the House floor and they said, hey, Donald Trump's got to go. They voted for his impeachment. So this is twice. That's in the House. Now it goes to the Senate, and the Senate will have to vote on it. And I believe it will pass. I believe they will impeach him because if you're going to, it's like, I liken it to if you play a video game or if you have an enemy, I think it's Sun Tzu in the art of war. If you have an enemy, you make sure that they don't ever get up. You kill them and make sure that it's dead, right? You don't want to wound Donald Trump and then, metaphorically speaking, and then him rise again from the ashes like a phoenix in 2024. Well, 2024, and say, hey, I'm back, I'm better than ever, and he's chirping. That was the whole thing about him being off Twitter and social media. But I will say this. Let me ask y'all. Do you think, and I'm going to ask you too, Soapbox Nation, do you think that Twitter, even though it's a private company, do you believe that it was a good idea to remove Donald Trump or set the precedent to remove certain people or Donald Trump off of social media and Twitter?
I don't think that people, in a general sense, I don't think people should be filtered as far as what they say on social media. I feel like it's your platform, and it's your platform. It's your right to speak on it, and that's why everyone has social media for certain reasons. And your social media is for you to express who you are and your views and your thoughts and all of that. So I don't know if I agree with them per se. However, when you're in Donald Trump's position, where you have a whole bunch of people who follow you and look up to you and are willing to do like what you say, then that's actually, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because look at what happened. And he didn't tell them, oh, like, stop what you do. Like, look what happened with Black Lives Matter when they were doing the protest. He called them thugs. He said that they were going to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Tear gas them, everything.
But he didn't do that this time around. So it's like, what are you really saying? Like, I mean, so like I said, I feel like to an extent, I don't like that. But I feel like in this situation, it was very much needed, very appropriate, because that he a little crazy.
Yeah. And then you made a good point, and I'm going to turn it to you, Alan. You made a good point about the tear gas and where was the tanks and all the things that are for Black Lives Matter. So for anybody across the country or around the world who's listening to us, when all those militarized weapons, those things are for us. And what I mean, those are for Black folks. They're not for white folks. Those are to keep us in line, right? Because anytime they're rioting, Alabama just won their national championship in college football. Nobody social distancing, college kids all together in the street, no mask. There's no dogs. There's no, horses telling everybody to move along. There's no tear gas. These are not for white folks. And it shows you, when it goes back to the privilege conversation, it shows you that when you feel intrinsically that you own this shit, meaning this country, and this is you, and you are superior, you feel like you could walk into the Capitol and with a Confederate flag and put your boots up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. And I mean, they had zip ties and a damn noose. They were going to hang and kill one of these elected officials in the succession of power. So, that's definitely a good point that you brought up, Jess. Alan, what do you think? Social media censorship. What do you think?
Social media has always had guidelines for censorship. I've been on Twitter for many years. They have blocked me for way less than inciting a race riot. I've been blocked for posting a Chris Brown. It's just not. It's just people act as if accounts literally get suspended every single day on Twitter. Like, all it takes is, I think, is maybe 3 people to report you as spam, and your account is gone or suspended for a long time. So the concept itself, to me, is just something that I've understood, and I understand that he's also gotten a stronger and way longer leash than anyone, just because he was the president of the free world. So I don't think there's anything wrong or surprising about Twitter removing him. I am a little bit shocked that all of the other platforms may have followed suit so fast and so swiftly. But at the same time, another thing I think about is that this is the president of the United States. This is arguably the most powerful person on earth. 43 of our presidents didn't have Twitter. He's not being muffled. He can literally press a button and send a text message to everybody's phone if he wants to reach us. He can get up on this podium. He can make a speech on the White House website anytime he wants to. He is not being muffled in any way, shape, or form. He literally has the most means of communication of anybody in the world. So the fact that these social media sites, which is kind of new, and I understand that they're a big part of our life, they have implemented this ban. I guess they felt like the tipping point was the tipping point. But at the end of the day, if he has a message to get out there, he can still get it out there. So it's not like he's locked in the dungeon or something like that, and he doesn't have any communication with the world. So such is life. I mean,
you guys don't find it strange the timing of it all though? Like now, this entire time, now you guys are trying to do this. Like I don't know, I find that funny. Now everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. I just think that's a little weird because this isn't the first time that he says stuff outrageous. Like he's done that his whole presidency, and now you guys are choosing to do that. It just doesn't. The timing is a little weird to me.
I mean, it was the only time that he could not wash his hands away from what actually happened. I mean, if you're looking at the footage, like there's more Trump flags than there is the United States flag. So there's no way that he can wash his hands or say this is an isolated incident or these is a few bad apples. Like this is directly tied to the galvanization of your fan base. This is directly tied to we will see you on January 6th. This is directly tied to we will march together down to the Capitol. So, I mean, at that point, it's a little bit less gray area-ish. And, unfortunately, I do think, once the violence happens, then it kind of takes things into another stratosphere because it's not just words at this point. It's strategy, it's tactics. It's a whole lot of things that you just can't gloss over. But, I personally was a little disappointed that I did not get to experience a second impeachment Twitter meltdown yesterday. I thought they should have let him tweet yesterday. We'll
let you temporarily come on here. Just give us a few bars. A quick 16.
I knew he was throwing a temper tantrum yesterday, and I did need that for entertainment sakes. But such is life. Take the good with the bad, right?
Yo, shout out to Soapbox Nation on YouTube. We have Promise You says and she changed it. I say, why did it make sense? Sorry. What? Because he incited the riot, but sets up a precedent for loss of freedom, correct? Then I promise says again, 20,000 troops at the Capitol right now. That sets up for something much worse. Trump has made everything much worse, and his own followers, because of their actions, will bring martial law. We also have...
People have been saying that we're going into martial law for 10 years every time something crazy happens in this country. True. I don't think y'all know how martial law works. Every 3 months it's, we're about to go to martial law. Remember when everyone's cousin got the text from the Pentagon when the corona hit that we about to go on martial law in April?
Yo, and then Jindira Alves, if I'm butchering your name, please forgive me, says yes. He called them thugs, mobs, and more other shit. But look how those Capitol people acted. 10 times worse. You're absolutely right. Then there's other people just laughing at Trump because he was banned off of social media. So shout out to Soapbox Nation being engaged in the conversation and also a tint of being petty because we love that too. This is your place for petty here at the Soapbox Podcast. Just let's move on a little bit. Let's talk some celebrity selfie. What's going on in the world of entertainment?
So we're gonna start off with my girl Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. So the last time we had an episode, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, we talked about the possibility of them being a couple. There was speculations, but nothing was confirmed. It was actually Thanksgiving because they were together for Thanksgiving. And they recently confirmed on Instagram that they are official, and I am so here for it. But you already know the internet, they funny, they foo-foo, they always got something to say. And people aren't really feeling this whole Lori Harvey jumping from men to men. But I feel like it's a double standard. Y'all didn't say nothing when Future jumped to death right after the relationship, but now it's an issue because Lori Harvey leveled up and found somebody who gives a fuck about her. And I wanna ask you guys, because since you guys are the males of this podcast, how do you guys feel about and honestly, I could care less. Because, like I said, Lori Harvey, she's smart.
You want our opinion, but you could care less.
She's smart, and I could care less if you're gonna say something negative, only because of my views towards what she's doing. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But how do you guys feel about it? especially with like, do you feel like it's a double standard for women? Because it definitely is. But go ahead, I'll let you.
I like how you presented the story, feeling like you know what we're about to say. It's like, look, and you were agitated with what you think we were gonna say about the topic beforehand. Alan, would you like to chime in? I know you want to be brief on the
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
But look, not even that. Like, not even okay. All right, take it's not your business. Like, take that out of the equation. Just generally speaking, do you think, okay, for a woman who is in her 20s, right, and she's known for dating like these high profile men, she dated Diddy, from my understanding, Trey Songz, Future,
Diddy's son too.
Yeah,
she dated Diddy's son first.
Future, and now she's dating Michael B. Jordan, and she's getting all this backlash, where we have Future, who got like 10 different baby mothers, and he jumps from women to women, but nobody says anything about that. Do you feel like there's a double standard?
Well, first off, I think it's false that nobody says anything about it. Anytime someone brings up Future, they say he has 8 baby moms.
But they don't give him the same slack that they're giving her.
Who is they?
The internet. That's what we're talking about. We talk about the internet community, the community of the internet.
I don't know. I disagree. I feel like anytime someone brings up Future, it's like he's a whore and he has 7 baby moms. I feel like that. I literally feel like that's the narrative around Future, is that he's bouncing from person. It's like he's this toxic person. He's bouncing from person to person. So I don't necessarily say that, and maybe that's just a one-off. But I don't necessarily think it's a double standard. Me personally, I feel like everyone should be dating, and everyone's gonna date within their social circle. That's life. I think it's a non-story, but I understand why people are intrigued. TJ, because you're invested.
I'm very invested because I'm okay with this. This is what it's supposed to be. This is what the ecosystem has called for in the dating world, right? There's too many times we're used to seeing a 10 or a 9 with a 5 or a 4 with a 7. And, y'all, like, we're used to seeing that, but rarely do we get 2 above average people on the Richter scale to actually say, hey, this actually works. This fits. Listen, Michael B. Jordan, first of all, I did some research because I knew who Lori Harvey was. But I did some research. I said, why would Michael B. Jordan want to be with Lori Harvey? So I did, and I have a clip. Interesting. So I was like, oh, Michael B. Jordan is a bachelor, handsome guy, right? And he's in his... He's 34. He's 34. He's my age, right? Lori Harvey's 24 and she's a socialite. We don't necessarily know what she does, but she's doing what 24-year-old women do. That's date. All over the place, right?
Let her be.
I have no problem with this. I think this is great. Michael B. Jordan, you have fun. My only concern is this.
Of course.
You better do a good job directing and acting in Creed 3, because if you don't, I will come back to this situation because this will be the distraction. But listen, he's supposed to do this, but he's not supposed to get her pregnant. It's not.
Whoa! How do we get there?
Huh? Wait. No, you don't get Lori Harvey pregnant. You date her for
talking about pregnancy.
You date her for a little while. You date Lori Harvey for a little while, and then you move on.
Why?
She's 24. She's 24.
Okay.
She's not thinking about Michael.
You don't know that. You don't know if this is gonna be. You don't know if this is her person or if this is his person. Like, you don't know. You don't know.
Word. Why can't they get married?
Between the relationship, you don't know if they're gonna get married. Sometimes, and that's why
I'm not saying I don't know. I'm saying they should not. This is because it works. You only complicate things. Look, no one is asking Michael. First of all, let me just put it this way: Lori Harvey leveled up. Michael B. Jordan didn't. That's why people have an issue.
Well,
this is not a level up for. This is not a level up for Michael B. Jordan.
What are you comparing it to?
Yeah.
I'm talking about her reputation. I'm talking about her reputation, right?
And comparison.
I'm talking about
leveling up is a comparison to where you were previously. So
value. There's no like when you. It's a partnership. It's value. There's no. It's not like he is more established and has more of a like cachet in the eyes of the Hollywood whatever than she does. She's she's a socialite. But let me just play this because I realized and I said, Michael, I understand, and I'm gonna talk with Michael, right? Because I found a clip, and this is probably why now after all these years of being a bachelor, him being 34, this is probably why he's dating her.
One of my biggest fears is end up being alone. You know, not having what my mom and dad have, because the times are so different, and my circumstances, you know, I don't want to work less, you know, so the more I work, the more, you know, seen or known you are. It's like the more you're sought after, and, you know, the less, you know, genuine people that you kind of run across.
So what he's saying is he doesn't like being alone, and he can't find a genuine person. I'm sure Lori Harvey's a lot of fun, and not just talking about the sex or anything like that, which I'm sure it's amazing. But I'm just sure she's a lot of fun. They're in the snow. They're playing in the snow. It was Thanksgiving. They have pet nicknames for each other, Turtle and something else.
Nugget.
Yeah, and Turtle and Nugget. This is summer camp. It's fun. Okay, this is a vacation. It's Michael B. Jordan. Let me tell you, this is your big brother TJ talking to you. All right.
This is definitely not the big brother TJ talking.
This is your big brother TJ talking to you. All right. Do not get attached. Have your fun. Do not get attached. She's not yours. It's just your turn. And as long as you keep that in your brain, you will be okay. We'll have Creed 3, and then she will be able to go on to somebody else. Maybe not a Jay-Z or somebody, maybe a Jamie Foxx or somebody. He's got a movie coming out. She'll move on by the summer.
Or maybe she won't. Or maybe she'll find a real thing in him, and they get married.
It's just his turn.
It's just his turn. Together. You don't know. You don't know, TJ.
People
date for a reason, right? People
we will keep this in the archives because
let's do that.
Look, if I'll make a bet with you. I will make a bet with you.
Okay.
If Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, right? First of all, Michael B. Jordan. Let's also talk about how Michael B. Jordan. If he had a bald head, it kind of looks like her dad, which is pretty weird.
Oh my God.
Look at it on Google. If Michael B. Jordan is with, it's January. If he is still with Lori Harvey by July, I will come on here and do a full apology.
Okay.
What
would you be apologizing for?
For this, because Jesse likes to paint me as this bad guy because I speak the truth. That she's jumping and jumping and jumping. It's just his turn. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just his turn. And Future had a turn, allegedly. Terrence J had a turn, allegedly. Like Diddy had a turn. Meek Mill's had a turn. It's just his turn.
You don't think Michael B. Jordan has had his turns with women in Hollywood?
Right.
Yes, he has. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not.
So everybody's having turns. And
I'm not shaming her. I'm not slut shaming or hating or nothing. I think it's great. She should serial date. That's what she's not doing anything different than what Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton and all those other socialites did and Kim Kardashian. Let's not remember. She's doing the same thing they did. But what happened with Kanye? What did Kanye do?
Well, love her.
No. Come on.
Give her kids.
I'm glad we said Kanye. He said love. Please, let's get to the next story.
They had a family.
They had a family.
Look at that. See, you done ran right into your blueprint. You ain't even know it.
No, go ahead, Jess. What's the next one? Speaking of Kanye and Kim's love.
Kanye and Kim, it looks like there's trouble in paradise, which is a little sad. Kim has stopped it, TJ, with the facial expression. Kim has filed for divorce. Now there were rumors that he was having an affair with makeup artist Jeffree Star, and if you guys don't know who he is, do you have a picture? There you go. There he is. And which I would like to say, Jeffree Star did go on the internet and he shut down those rumors. He said it's not true, but he did say that there are some rappers that be in his DMs, which I'm not surprised. But yeah, they're getting divorced. But who knows? Hopefully this is one of those Cardi B and Offset situations where she filed for divorce, but they don't really get divorced, and maybe they'll figure it out. But as of right now, yeah, they're calling it quits.
Listen, Kim Kardashian, I've already made this prediction, and everybody has poo-pooed it, and nobody wants to actually listen to what I have to say. But it's okay. I have a podcast. Kim Kardashian needs to be very careful with Kanye. Kanye is not stable, and this whole possibly filing for divorce or wanting to separate and his mental state, I think she has been, in the media-wise, she's been setting this whole thing up because Kim doesn't like looking, she doesn't like bad PR. So she doesn't like looking like the bad guy, right? So in the media, which the Kardashians are heavily influencing the media, they've been planting these little stories, which they know they control, Kris Jenner and all the puppet strings. They've been setting this thing up for her to make this break from Kanye. But they're trying to make sure he don't do it and blow and really come out of the sunken place and tell all the secrets, right? She needs to be very careful because if you trying to get divorced, and I read somewhere that she's trying to get full custody. It's one thing to divorce Kanye, but it's another thing to separate Kanye from his kids.
Yeah.
I would just, and I'm not even making a joke, I think Kim Kardashian should be very careful. I've already predicted, and I'm not saying I'm wishing this on somebody. Kanye gives me straight, like with the social media and her dad with the OJ trial, like this, and OJ's that trial and the Bronco chase being the first real taste of reality TV that's really started the launch of reality TV. It would just be tragic, but also ironic in a way if there is some sort of Kanye OJ type of situation. She needs to be very careful, and I hope that her team is being strategic if he wants, because I mean, if she wants to leave Kanye, sure, but she's got to be very careful.
That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
You think so? All right, man. Listen, I'm just. You got to be careful.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I don't know. I mean, nothing is beneficial as of yet. So I wish the best for him. I mean, every 6 months this report comes out, and every 6 months we talk about it. So eventually we have to just stop, right? Until something actually happens. Like, we can't keep talking about this shit every 6 months, because I mean, and the next thing you know, there's a new season of Keeping Up with Kardashian. So who the fuck knows what's going on?
Oh, they actually ended. They're actually off.
But I think they sign a deal with either Hulu to do a something else on Hulu. So I think they're trying to get that streaming services money. So this could be a storyline. Like I said, they have heavily influenced on media platforms. So they could be. This could all be a ruse, but I don't know. She got to be careful. What's the next one?
Speaking of shows, one of our favorite shows has announced that they are ending after the 5th season. That's right, Insecure, y'all. Issa Rae, who is booked and busy, the busiest woman in Hollywood right now, announced that after this upcoming season of season 5, it will be the end of Insecure. Now they've had a good run. A lot of times these seasons have taken a year off at a time. So they've kind of stretched this 5 seasons out. How do y'all feel about it coming to an end, Jesse?
I'm really sad. Like, a lot of people said it hasn't been the same since season 1, but I disagree. I like how they changed the storyline, but still kind of keep everything together. And I'm actually very, very sad about that. I'm hoping that with season 5, I know that from what I read, they already wrote the script and everything, and they're going to be filming next month, I think, or sometime this year. I hope the episodes are longer, at least. Can you give us that? And can we get a happy ending, give us some closure where we're not feeling damn, But Issa Rae, she's amazing. So I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be a bomb-ass season, and they're going to finish it with a bang. But I just wish it didn't have to end.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the show Insecure. I think the show was actually really dope. Last season was kind of hit or miss. It was a lot of, it wasn't as good as the previous seasons. I'm good. Shout out to Kane Lawrence, the character in the show. Hopefully, as I was telling Alan offline, as long as I don't believe that the show needs to end with Issa riding off into the sunset with Lawrence. I believe Issa needs to be alone at the end of the show. I think that's the whole antithesis of the actual Insecure. Like, that's the whole theme of it, that she's been walking around getting into things, like destruction follows her wherever she goes. So to say all of a sudden that she just figured it out miraculously and she lives happily ever after is not really what the show's about. And I think it would be more impactful if that was the storyline. Like, man, at the end of it, she realized, like, man, she was the problem because she was insecure.
Yeah, alone, broke on her couch somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, I hope she finds love with Lawrence, and I hope they end up together and they figure it out.
You wishing stepmotherhood on her? Shout out to the stepmother.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Condoleezza.
She ain't had that baby yet. She ain't had the baby yet though.
That's true. That's true.
How Lawrence know that's his baby?
You see what Condoleezza wear? She ain't fucking like that, man.
There's so many factors, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yes.
That's definitely.
What's the next one we got, y'all?
I think the last one that we got. Am I taking this one or are you taking it, Alan?
That's you, because I don't even know who
Honestly,
that
I
is.
don't either, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. This is This is basically the story of Savannah Benavides. I don't know if I said it wrong, but she created an OnlyFans, and she lost her job as a medical biller, and she was basically what you said. Oh wait, why, Alan?
No, we got the Armie Hammer one. We're gonna do the Armie Hammer one first with the J-Lo. I got you.
I don't know who Armie Hammer is. So TJ,
Armie Hammer. Okay, I'll tell y'all. Look, celebrities. Armie Hammer is the guy. He was played in Social Media, the movie Social Media. He also was in Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation. He was playing the white slave master, and he's also in Sorry for the Wait or something like that with my wife Tessa Thompson. She was in that show. Me in that movie.
Love it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I love that movie.
Oh, okay. I hope there's no objections to her being my wife. All right. Yeah. So he was. The show got real serious. You see my talk? It got real serious. So apparently he had to remove himself from the new J-Lo movie that's about to hit because he has some sketchy DM posts, right? And so I went back and looked it up. Apparently he likes rough sex, and he has been alleged to be a cannibal, right? So one of his ex-girls today, he wanted to pour barbecue sauce on her and actually eat her up, is what she said. And he has DMs where he's talking a lot of, I want to put a belt around your neck and you just do as I say, and you be my slave and listen to everything I gotta say. So those DMs have come out, and he's actually married. So those things have actually come to surface and come to light, and so he's had to answer for that. So he's like, look, I'm gonna sit this movie out. I'm not gonna do this presser, and I'm gonna have to deal with my family and everything like that. So I mean, look. I think at this time, there's different times. I'm not excusing his behavior. I mean, if it's unwanted, and I don't know too deep of the story, if it's unwanted and you're being thirsty, then that's a problem. But if it's you having a conversation with somebody and y'all on that level and y'all talking sexual and you talking about what you like and y'all trying to figure out that kind of stuff, first of all, fellas, stop doing that in the DMs, right? I'm talking to myself included, yeah. But we've all sent a nasty text or two. Jesse sent nasty text. Alan sent nasty text. But none of us want to actually have it posted on social media or have the soapbox talking about it. We don't want to do that. But right. So yes, we've all had those extra thirsty texts. But barbecue sauce is messy. Look, the food in the bed. food in the bed is not as sexy as y'all think. This is like, it gets messy. You got to wash the sheets. It gets sticky. It's like, and then after you're done, you're just laying there with the whipped cream and the cherries, and you're like, oh, I got to go take a shower. Now you're bath. It's a lot. It's just a lot. If you're going to do food, do it in the shower. That's my tip for you. Anybody else got anything to say?
No.
Is that everybody has their preference, and if that's what he likes, that's what he likes. You lost me at the whole cannibalism thing, but other than that, at least he's being honest about what he likes. And if she doesn't,
apparently she was really concerned that the barbecue sauce was not something. Apparently the barbecue sauce wasn't anything sexual. It was like, nah, he's really trying to cook me up and eat me. So think about that next time a dude call you a snack. You really don't know what he's talking about. Hey. It could be a cannibal out here. All right, we got the next story, yo. Go ahead. I don't have a transition for that.
All right, y'all. So speaking of crazy whites, the young lady, if you guys didn't know, who ran down and literally tackled a young black brother in New York City, thinking that he stole her iPhone, her funky little iPhone, for whatever reason, did an interview with Gayle King. Now, she was being a little spicy as well as a little bit underdressed, but the moment went viral when her and Gayle King went back and forth as far as accountability is concerned. Additionally, she stated, for whatever reason, that she could not be racist. I do think that we have a clip that we can pull up here, and her name is, matter of fact, I'm not gonna name her. I'm not gonna put her in the algorithms.
You get no burn. Here's the clip, y'all.
Problem. You have to at least understand your actions that day. You seem to have attacked this little boy, this young boy, this teenager. You seem to have attacked this teenager about the phone, and then it turned out he didn't even have your phone. That's the thing. I mean, you're saying, look, I'm 22 years old. You're 22 years old, but you are old enough to know better. So I will say you're 22.
I get it. Enough. The hotel did have my phone. The hotel did end up having my phone. I did get my belongings returned to me.
All right.
Oh, wow.
All right, Gayle.
Enough.
That was my favorite part.
Enough.
Yo, first of all, when I first saw that, I wanted to stand up and applaud, because yes, Gayle, it is enough. Like, I'm done with Gayle. I was off on Gayle when she disrespected Kobe and his family. I didn't like how she tried to do that. I'm good. I'm straight on Gayle. So when she said, "All right, Gayle, enough," I could reduce her sentence over that. I could give her a reduced sentence for tackling the young team for that, because I wanted to tell Gayle that for a long time. But yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
I don't have any additional comments in regards to this. Fuck her. I don't know. I heard
you talking about Gayle, or you talking about the girl who tackled
black girl who tackled that poor 15-year-old boy because she's racist.
Well, she said she can't be racist because she's Puerto Rican.
She can't be racist because she's Puerto Rican, right?
She's Puerto Rican.
But it's funny.
Fuck her.
Her Instagram page says only Greek or something like that. But she only highlights that she's Greek. She doesn't say nothing about being Puerto Rican, and I believe she's Italian. She doesn't say nothing about that. She just says Greek.
I don't care what her motives is. The racist or not racist, fuck her, because that's a little boy, and you don't do shit like that. I don't know what the consequences are gonna be. I'm not out here asking for her to be burned at the stake, but I don't want the media to make her a thing, because she'll end up in Fox News in 5 years. So fuck her. Let her go back to her life and do what she has to do, and hopefully she gets the help that she needs by a mirror being put in front of her.
No, you know what? I'm tired of these sentences. Sometimes we got to take it back to the streets. The help that she needs is she needs 3 black women, and those 3 black women need to be given her belongings. In her sentences, you can stay, you can be free as long as you can retrieve your 3 belongings from those 3 black women, and let them put them hands on you, because this type of stuff continues. Allegedly, she did something like this before, and she has a history. Her and her mother allegedly have a history of doing these type of things. So, yeah. So she needs to whatchamacallit? She needs to answer for her stuff. I do like the fact that she had a hat that said "Daddy" on it. I don't know what that's about. and her lawyer was trying to help her and was like, "Yo, this is not going good for you, sweetheart." But I do blame all you people who, instead of saying black or saying whatever race or whatever, you just all these people who just this whole people of color. Oh, I'm a person of color. That's that revolving door, so that we have little racists like this who do that and use that as a card to say, "Oh, I can't be racist because I'm a person of color. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm this. I'm that." No. That's not. You are an anti-black racist. So let's be specific when we talk about the type of racism that you are exhibiting. So, like Alan said, F her. But I do think it's already a wash. She'll get a slap on the wrist and, a reality show or whatever. She'll be the next Catch Me Outside girl in the next by 2022.
Don't speak that into existence, please.
Listen, y'all got to stop acting like I'm a spirit, and I'm just the things that I'm saying. Like y'all just like, oh, let's cleanse the atmosphere of TJ's comment.
Sometimes you gotta clean the palate.
Y'all rebuking me. Go ahead. What's the next one? Go ahead.
Are we talking about the OnlyFans?
Yes, we are.
All right, we're talking about the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I was singing.
Oh, you were singing?
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Okay, yes, so Savannah Benavides, and I'm not sure if I said her name right or not. She created an OnlyFans account after she lost her job as a medical biller, and she's basically saying that it's really not paying the bills for her. She's selling her nudes online and she's still struggling. So for those of you who thought that making an OnlyFans was your ticket out the hood, not necessarily, because you can still be struggling and still have your nudes out there for people to see.
Get better nudes.
Are y'all subscribed to any OnlyFans pages?
That's my business. That's my business.
Okay.
But
I am.
There are.
Alan said he is.
You are, Alan. Who are you following?
I think most of mine have expired by now, but I will say this: is a very seldomly that I subscribe to OnlyFans, and I'm glad that I did it. It's generally extremely underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you. So they'll normally get like the 1 month trial period, and I'll be like, I'm not subscribing to this shit again. So to be honest, it's not. I don't know. It's not something that kind of keeps you like the updates aren't frequent enough for me for the majority of the people. And
more content?
I need more content. And then you have people who promote their page who have 2 pictures. Like you're charging me $20 a month and you only have 2 pictures, and I'm not guaranteed that you'll be updating daily or weekly. No, it's just, to me, thus far, it's been extremely underwhelming experience. So I have removed myself from that world.
You know, that sound like Alan's at the OnlyFans HR department. He's filing a complaint.
I need to be satisfied. Like, come on.
I get that.
HR complaint about the OnlyFans and his users. Yo, the minute
I'm quality content, quality assurance.
First of all, you should not be paying for OnlyFans because you could always type in the girls' OnlyFans to a porn site search engine, and I'm sure it will pop up. There's plenty of people in the porn community that are diligent in making sure that there's content out there. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, like the porn stars and stuff like that, but like I'm talking about like the around the way joints, like the joints that you've been
regular. You can OnlyFans from regular women that you can actually talk to.
Yes, like listen, a lot of women who you went to high school with that you was never able to see their nipple, you can see it now for like $9.99. So
you can see that for free on Instagram. Just saying.
So I feel like I get something because I kind of like squash this bug, and then she gets something because she gets her $9.99, and it's like a scratch that you gotta itch, and then after you see the new, you don't even lust after them no more. Like, but anyways, my bad, TJ. Continue. All your turns out.
Yo, so 2 things we realized in 2021 that Al's got a problem with. His Twitter was banned. He still got a grievance about that. All right. That's what we're gonna have a new segment called Grind My Gears. What grinds my gears? Alan is upset. Alan is upset about something. So let's give Alan an opportunity to vent. So Twitter banning him and not banning Trump and holding Alan to a different standard, and OnlyFans accounts that don't produce enough content. Look, you got two nipples, and you got to come in different ways of how Alan should be able to see it. Like, use some LED lights. Let's have some production value. You know, I don't like how OnlyFans, like, they can change the price on you. So if you sleep, they will change the price, and next thing you know, you're paying $50 for something, and they will hustle you.
No. They updated the settings. So if they change the price, you have to approve the next month of subscription if they change the price.
Really?
Previously, it was like that because I got hit with that too.
Shout out to Alex Tribe, making sure that we have substantial change. I think is that considered social justice, economic justice, right there?
Yeah, of course.
I believe that is.
I'm sure that's part of the labor union and shit. You know.
Yo, I'm serious. I mean, OnlyFans is. You might as well just give her the direct $40 and be like, "Yo, what's up?" I mean, $40, huh?
I'm not paying $40 for OnlyFans. I have a very small budget. If it's over $10, it's not.
You pay $40 for. You pay over $40 for a date. What's the difference?
Touch.
You pay if you ain't touching after a date. Look, that's a whole other conversation. I don't know what's going on.
Face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, I'm talking about human interaction. That's what I mean.
Look, this is why
I don't pay $40 for no OnlyFans. I have a budget.
Listen, all right. We're gonna have to that'll probably be in the Soapbox Podcast OnlyFans conversation where I tell Alan he can just give that girl $40 and she'll show him whatever. She'll show him whatever he wants. If you just
that's what I'm saying. I'm not subscribing to the $40 ones. I'm only subscribing to the special $6.
The penny
Yeah, catch me on. Yeah, catch me when you got the next 10 subscribers or $7. Then I'm there.
Let me ask. Just say. Do you subscribe to any OnlyFans? Do men do OnlyFans? I know they do like.
I heard Chris Brown made an OnlyFans.
I know they do like fetish. Fetish. OnlyFans.
No, I'm not interested.
There's someone right now that would pay $20 just to watch me eat something, and I thought about it.
You haven't found them yet.
I have not, but I haven't set up the account.
People will pay for anything these days, and especially like feet. Like, people are always messaging me and saying if I want to join their whatever and just show my feet and make money off of it. Like, nah.
You don't get that feet money?
Nah, I don't.
Y'all haven't had that
discussion? Finances?
I have not had the feet discussion in the Andrade household.
Yeah, no.
No feet finances?
No, I'm gonna pass.
Damn. I don't know. Would I allow my girlfriend to do some OnlyFans feet stuff? I might.
Why not? I feel like
you ain't gotta show your face.
First off, you don't allow your woman to do anything. She does what she wants as a person with her own anatomy.
That's right.
I don't care about what women study books Alan's been reading. He's lying. He's doing that. What's that? He's doing that. If you're in a relationship, that is a group. That is a group decision. Vetoed. Tell me it's not.
Group, yes. Not your decision. Not would you allow. Would we allow?
Just say, I know she can't be honest because she has the women that she likes to rally.
Very honest.
Just say blink twice if you can have an OnlyFans and not tell your significant other.
If I want to have an OnlyFans, I can have an OnlyFans and tell him. And if I'm making money off of it, he's gonna be okay with it. Now, if I'm not making any money off of it, take that shit.
Yeah, like this girl, she's like, I don't know why I'm not getting enough money. Well, sweetie, the universe and the ecosystem balances itself out. You need to do a little bit more. Talk to Alan so you can rev yourself up. But no, I would not. I'll put it to you this way. If she decides, if I say I don't want you doing OnlyFans, if she does an OnlyFans, then we're not compatible. Simple as that. If you want to do some fees,
fair. That's fair.
That's it. No, that's just it. You have the right to do whatever you want, but I also have a right to walk away.
Agreed.
Okay, but why if she says I don't want you to do it, but I want to do it, and you're okay? You're like, okay. I mean, I guess.
No. If I'm not okay with it, now if she's like, hey, I'm about to make some money off of this feet stuff, I think that's hilarious because that's just feet. It's not boobs, it's not butt, it's not face, it's not lips, it's not none of that stuff. Then all right, let's get a manicure, go do some feet stuff. As long as it's not weird, you know. I don't know. This podcast just said, yes, welcome. This is the most infamous podcast on our.
Define weird though.
What? All right, she's not gonna lather herself up with some sort of like sexual object and do some feet stuff. Now, if you want to just watch it, like watch her walk around or stomp her feet, or I don't know what feet. I don't. If you're a foot guy and you are a part
I feel like a lot is on the table if you're a foot guy.
If you're a foot guy, I don't know what you're into, but yo, let us know in the comment section.
I know somebody.
What content do you want to see on OnlyFans if you're into foot fetishes? Go ahead,
I know
Jess.
someone who dated a person who was a feet guy, but I'm not really gonna talk about what he liked. But they like feet. They want everything with their feet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're in the feet, I don't really put too much past that.
Do you have any weird, like, is there like a weird thing that you're into? Y'all, is there? I'll open it to the floor. I think it's weird if I'll just put it in the atmosphere. Like that someone be like,
I don't think
feet is pretty, I think great because I don't do the whole feet thing. I used to actually, you know what's funny now that I think about it? I did date someone who liked my feet. And my family didn't like talking to her because my feet is not the best. My feet is not the best, right? I'm taking better care of it now. But my family was like they did not want to talk up closer. It was like a running joke in my family.
Why did your family know about your person's fetish?
Because this is when I was younger. I think it was like 1 year out of high school. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, she likes my feet. And my family was like,
You know, people are into what they're into, and that's okay. Everybody has their own preference, like I mentioned before. Everyone has their own preference. Everyone has their own fantasies. Everyone has things.
If you have sex with only socks on, you're a serial killer. That's where I draw the line. You're with only socks on. There's something wrong with you.
No,
I don't.
They probably want their feet warm. You know what gets me so irritated? I don't know why, because you said the whole sock thing, so it just made me think about it. Every single time there's a movie and like they're about to like get physical, why do they always take each other's clothes off? That's not real life. Like they'll be in the office and all of a sudden they're ripping off their clothes and they're taking everything off. That's not real life. No, it's not.
What kind of transactional? What kind of? So you just like
Look,
you're like yo.
The ones that would be like, oh, we hurry up, we gotta do this quick before Jonathan comes in. And then they start taking off their clothes. Like, if you're trying to be quick, why are you taking all your clothes off? Like, I just never
effectiveness, efficiency.
Okay. So what do? You just zip or pull down?
We're not talking about me. This isn't about me. This is.
I'm talking. Well, you in the conversation. You said, "What should they? What's real life?"
Real life is not taking off all your clothes if you're trying to do something quick. I'm sorry, the movies just be fake.
Efficiency rating 95.
All right, so we have Jandira Al. She says, "Why pay for OnlyFans when you can get your own girlfriend, boyfriend, and see if it's for free?" That's the risk that people take because once you like,
what does that mean? I can cook steak. That don't mean I don't want to go to Outback every now and then.
Look, these guys.
Alan, did you just compare a woman to steak food? Did you just compare a woman to a food?
Yes.
How dare you?
Delicious.
Guys are never satisfied with one thing. They have to have multiple things. Eventually, they get tired of looking at the same thing. That's why, you know, they resort to other stuff. But that's just how they think. That's just how they are.
Men like variety.
Variety, exactly.
I hate strip clubs.
I'm not a big fan of strip clubs either.
See?
I'm actually not. I don't like, look, you do not rev. I don't like rev. You're not just gonna rev the engine and be like, all right, I'm out of here. Like that, it doesn't work that way. Like I don't like putting myself in them type of situations. I'm good.
I just don't like the whole telemarketing approach. Like you're just gonna come around me and like, you know, wink a little bit and like pretend you care who my third grade teacher was. And I just don't like the whole
lie to me, baby.
You know, going into a strip club, you know that, so there's no
exactly, which is why I don't go. I completely.
Well, the strip club is about. I once had a stripper just pinch my nipple. She just came up under my shirt, pinched my nipples, like was like, "You ready for it?" She's like, "You ready for a lap dance?" I was like, "I sure am." I sure. Should I follow you? I'll follow you right over here. Is this where we're sitting?
She found the button. Doo-doo.
Yeah. And I also did
once for the first time in 3 years. It was King's in Miami. And it was pretty wild.
The homegirls?
Yeah, with my girls. And they were taking off my friend's shirt and stuff. I'm like, y'all better back up because I'm not here for that. Like, you know, it was like one of those, like, it was my first time there. I was like, you know, very reserved and like shy and stuff.
Let me ask you this.
I want to go again though, because I feel like I would have a really good time right now.
Is it a good idea for couples to go to the strip club together?
Absolutely. I definitely think that that's a thing. I would definitely do it. Why not?
I'm asking. I'm asking. Should couples do things like that? Like go to strip clubs, watch porn together? Is that
definitely sexy? Yeah, it definitely sounds like a good time. I mean, I do think that the the fundamental thing about being in a relationship is that does have to be your best friend. So why not?
Yeah, I just feel like you know your boundaries. Be respectful. Like don't.
What's respectful in the strip club? Handing her the money instead of
don't kiss nobody. Don't. If you kiss somebody, then
who was kissing people in the strip club?
You asked me a question, right?
I've seen crazier.
You asked. This is my response. Don't.
I'm not gonna
that's
lie,
disrespectful. Like if you putting your lips on another woman, like no. Like everything else, we go to a strip club, so I already know like what's up. Like I already know they're gonna.
So she can get a little handsy.
Yeah, but don't kiss him. Don't kiss him. That's it. And.
If your rules
I don't know
stop at don't kiss,
right now, so I can't really say like what I really want to say.
The world is watching. Soapbox Nation is watching.
God is watching. I'm done. Conversation.
It's good. No, I think it. First of all, I don't know. Yes and no. I would say this: if you're watching porn with your significant other, and that's a thing that you guys are doing to spice it up, yes. But if it's something you're relying on, then that might be an issue down the road, right? So I don't know. I don't even like going to clubs with a significant other. Like that's weird to me.
Why is that weird? No,
I'm gonna unless you're in a group setting. If it's a group of like couples that are going, but like me by myself, like if I'm going to get a drink or whatever, yeah, I can go with you, whatever. But if it's like, nah, you don't just bring like in a bar, yes, a lounge, yes, but a club. Am I bringing my girl to it? There are too many thirsty dudes that are too flagrant out here that don't know anything about boundaries, and it only takes one dude to be like, "Oh, she fine. I'm gonna slap her ass," or for her to say, "He slapped my ass," and then now there's a problem. So I'm very big on not putting myself in situations so that I can fail in. So I'm not gonna. Now if it's a group and it's like my homeboys got, whenever Alan's boot up or whatever, and Alan's got his girl and I got my girl or whatever, and Tessa's there, sure, we can all hang out. And,
you said Tessa?
I did. Tessa, listen.
Try to squeeze that in.
It's okay. We'll get
Tessa come with security detail anyway, so you be all right.
Yeah, I'm good. But no, she's really artsy, so she's probably not gonna like the actual club scene. She's, we'll go to a lot. Spoken words and poetry. So. Speaking of, listen, as we wrap. Speaking of poetry, we want to introduce something really great here on Soapbox, the Soapbox Podcast. We want to start highlighting the artistry, not just rappers, but and R&B artists, but spoken word. So if you are a spoken word artist, if you have bars, we want you to have kind of like if you watch Tiny Desk for NPR, similar to that. We want to make sure that people can hear your music because I'm really big on the Soapbox, really big on comedy. We're really big on making sure you're educated with the news and talk about self-care, self-love, but we want to show love to artistry. So for those who are spoken word artists, please reach out to us, holler at us, hit us up in the inbox, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. We want to showcase you weekly or bi-weekly. We haven't figured it out yet, but we want to do more with the art. So make sure that you can cleanse our soul as we produce the Soapbox Sage during the podcast. So let us know. Have a few bars. Maybe Alan York will grace us with some finger snaps and and some bars. Maybe Jesse will do an she'll do an artistic, an artistic dance, an interpretive dance. We don't know.
I ain't dancing. First of all, stop. I wrote a poem though. I recently wrote a poem.
Oh, are you? Would you like to? Is this world debut?
No.
She thought, I know. She just wanted to stun on y'all for a little bit.
I really did. I'm just not.
I want to hear it. I want to hear the poem.
No.
It's probably like, dear God, I am so frustrated right now.
You funny.
Oh, yo, let's hit it up. Yo, let's start with you. What is the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is, this is what I was doing.
We got arts and crafts? Hold on.
Yes.
Go ahead, pull it up again.
Wow, okay, don't do that, TJ. I'm not.
I didn't see the plate. What was it?
The moral of the story is date as much as you can, and don't worry about what people are gonna say, because people are gonna talk regardless. But at the end of the day, if you want to find love, don't just settle for anybody. Settle for that person who is going to make you feel great, who is going to respect you, who is going to treat you like you want to be treated, who's not going to cheat on you, all of that good stuff. And, if it means jumping from person to person, then that's okay. Like, don't let people tell you that you can't do that. Don't let people tell you that you're a hoe because you're shopping around. And that's ultimately what dating is, right? So be you, be free, be happy, and fuck them haters.
All right, she said fuck them haters. I think she was directly talking to me. That's another shot. That's all right. I'm for Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. I just don't want him to get her pregnant, and I don't want him to propose to her. Let's keep it funky. All right, but hey,
why?
If they are here in July, if they are together in July, I will personally throw them a Soapbox Podcast wedding, and we can post all their damn pictures and all the stuff. But I'll be surprised if they're still together past tax season. Go ahead, Allie, go ahead. More of the story, sir.
More. First off, it's hilarious that TJ would like Michael Jordan to save himself for someone he deems more worthy. But the moral of the story is happy 2021, everybody. And just remember, in all of this chaos out here, Black people, stay strong, stay out of white people's business, and still mask up. Everything is spiking right now. California is spiking, Georgia's spiking, Florida's spiking, New York is spiking. So hopefully some relief is on the way with these new bills, with these new unemployment. So hopefully we can get some money circulating so everyone can sit their ass down. So the moral of the story is to stay healthy, stay sane, stay Black.
Yes, sir. You gave him an amen. Look, I have this. Yes, they say start your own podcast and have your co-host, but your co-host will roast you. Just that's okay. That's healthy. That's the relationship that we have here on the Soapbox Podcast. Listen, my moral of the story is this, and it comes back to this being the new year, 2021. I want you who are listening, Soapbox Nation, to have the expectations of blessings, right? So I hearken it back to almost like a pickup basketball game. Pickup basketball game, you show up to the court, and you may have people that are playing already. There are winners and losers in the game, right? But you're on the sideline while you're watching everybody else, and you see that they're getting blessed, and you're seeing people on social media get blessed, and they got this going on. They're in a new relationship, or they got a new job, or they're in school, or they're having great things happen in their lives. I want you to have the expectation of blessings to say that you're next. And that goes back to your mindset. The mindset of knowing that, hey, you are next in line for God to bless you as well. And so as long as you keep that at the forefront of your mind to say, look, this may have happened for this person, you celebrate them and you celebrate their accomplishments, knowing and having the expectations that your blessings and everything good that you want and that you've manifested is coming to you. And I think the more you do that, the more successful that you will become. So that is my moral of the story. So for Jesse, for Alan York, and for Javonni, shout out to Javonni. Javonni, we're with you. Javonni had a passing of a grandmother in the passing of her grandmother, and we're with you. Hopefully she'll be back, but she can take all the times that she needs.
Hey, Jay.
Stay close and spend time with your loved ones. Listen, Soapbox Nation, we appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share, subscribe, all that good stuff, all the love that you've given us. This was a great show. We're happy to be back. So for Alan, for Jesse and her arts and crafts.
Soapbox Arts and Crafts. Let's go.
Yes, for TJ Legacy, this is the Soapbox Podcast. We are out. Peace.